Xiaomi has always had a commitment to selling phones that pack a punch well above its price point, and one of their recent releases in the country is no exception. The mid-range offering has all the hallmarks of a device that will definitely fly off the shelves. An efficient processing package, improved cameras, and true to form for the Chinese company, a very aggressive price point. Hey guys, what's happening? Jamie here from Unbox. Join me for our review of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5. While most mid-range phones recently released have glass backs, Xiaomi employs the tried and tested aluminum unibody build. While some think this may be a little dated, it makes for a tougher device that's harder to scratch and, dare we say, can even be used without the included silicone case. One design touch that fits in with its contemporaries, however, is the vertically stacked camera module that protrudes a few millimeters from its body. This exposes the glass on the rear shooters, which may result in unwanted scratches when placed on rough surfaces. Something you'll want to take note of with the Redmi Note 5. Overall, the phone looks extremely well built and even looks like it can take a few tumbles without any problems. We don't recommend making a habit of it though. 18:9 displays have fast become the norm for mid-range devices, and the Redmi Note 5 doesn't deviate from the usual. You've got a 5.99-inch Full HD Plus IPS display with minimal bezels on its side. For those of you who have been complaining about a certain smartphone trend in 2018, you can breathe a little easier since you're not getting that little cutout on top of the display. As far as actual performance, the panel delivers on the goods. Colors come out nice for its price range, and viewing angles are very generous with enough brightness to be used in the scorching outdoors. In case the default settings aren't up to your standards, you can employ a few tweaks by delving into the display options to change color temperature and contrast too. The speaker on the bottom also produces a good amount of volume, but you are getting a bit of distortion when you get to about 80%. Nonetheless, it's a great match for the display, though we highly recommend purchasing headphones to make sure you don't blow out the speaker. Here's a little sample of how it sounds. In terms of hardware, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 is rocking Qualcomm's latest processor, the Snapdragon 636, which is paired with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of expandable storage. It's certainly capable of handling most tasks without any issue. Apps launch quickly, navigation was smooth, and you can get a lot done with this device. Not surprising since the 636 is actually an underclocked version of the 660. For those of you who like to game on their phones, you won't be disappointed with the performance of the Redmi Note 5. While it defaulted to low on PUBG Mobile, you're still getting smooth frame rates at 26 FPS with 89% stability. Not too shabby at all. It wouldn't be a Xiaomi device without MIUI, and you're getting version 9.5 on this phone with Android Oreo as its base. For the most part, everything ran without a hitch, and if you do encounter any bugs, chances are an update will be pushed to fix it, thanks to the loyal community the company has built that helps sort that out. While we've seen this device with facial unlock features, the update has yet to be pushed to the phone we've been using so far, which is fine since the team generally gravitates towards using the more secure fingerprint scanner that has a good margin of error and unlocks the phone pretty quickly too. For cameras, the Redmi Note 5 we're getting has an improved 12MP main camera with an aperture of f1.9 and a secondary 5MP camera at an f-stop of f2.0. Previously released units in other countries had the main camera lens at f2.2, which means you should be seeing better low-light performance on these cameras due to the faster lenses. For the most part, that seems to be true, but expect a fair bit of noise and loss in detail for photos shot indoors. Aside from that, we're pretty happy with the photos we've taken with the Redmi Note 5. It handles tricky lighting situations rather well, the dynamic range is decent, colors have a nice pop, and the portrait mode does a good job at blurring out the background. The 13MP front camera does a pretty bang-up job too, but again, expect clarity to take a turn for the worse when lighting conditions go south. Powering the Redmi Note 5 is a 4000 mAh battery, and we constantly enjoyed around a day and a half of moderate use with the phone before having to top it up. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of trouble running synthetic benchmarks to give you guys an actual number, but it definitely has enough juice to get you to and from work through horrendous traffic at that. The phone does support quick charging, but because of the larger battery capacity, getting from 0 to 100 still takes about 2 hours more or less. So, should you give the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 a look? Yes, you definitely should. The Redmi Note 5 isn't perfect and the cameras could use a bit more love, but the addition of a Snapdragon 636, its large battery capacity, and its 11,990 peso price tag make it an insanely value-packed device that should have a solid place on your shortlist. That wraps up our review of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Got questions? Leave them in the comment section and we'll get to them as soon as we can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews from the Philippines, head to unbox.ph and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. This is Jamie, and I'll see you next time.